Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing, or better said playing PRAGMATA on Steam Deck thanks to Capcom for providing a code of the game. I want to thank, by the way, Benchmark King for providing a save for this game. 5 hours in, I have a lot of places and, well, he's a big one for this channel, so thank you so much to Benchmark King. Nothing really to say here. Performs well on Steam Deck, interface is legible, yada yada yada. RE engine. Let's see graphics, what happens. Okay, 720. There's 800p as well, but I don't think it uses the entire screen. Let's keep it as default for now. VSync, let's turn it off. SteamOS already does that. There we go, FSR 1. So you got FSR 1 off or FSR 3. Let's keep it on FSR 1 and I'll change it later just to check performance. GI on low. Balanced upscaling. Dynamic resolution, we're not using that. We might try it. Hair low, medium, or high. Wow, the medium hair looks amazing. That's crazy. We might try it later. Texture quality lowest. Understandable. Texture filtering, this I'm increasing it. Never breaks anything. Mesh quality low, medium, high, or max. Shadow quality lowest, low, medium. Okay, it only seems to affect resolution. That's good. Shadow cache, we keep it on, just because it always helps. Contact shadows, let's keep it off. Effects, low is fine. Video quality 4K, Full HD is fine for the smaller screen. Ambient occlusion off, that's interesting. You can turn off volumetrics, bloom, screen space reflections, subsurface scattering, which usually doesn't have a big hit. So let's enable that one. Ugh, chromatic aberration. Yuck. Depth of field, only for cutscenes. I wish they could put this only for cutscenes. But that's basically it. There's also ray tracing, path tracing, let's ignore that for now. And I want to thank Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. Instant Gaming is a website to get cheaper games for PC, PlayStation, Xbox and Nintendo Switch with 24/7 support. May the 4th be with you. May 4th. Star Wars, a lot of stuff, especially older games, that's what I would recommend, but if you want to play Outlaws, as an example, 1995, or Force Unleashed for $3.86 or Knights of the Old Republic for less than $2, which is ridiculous, but hey. Also the game we're playing today, PRAGMATA for $51.06 for the standard edition, and my recommendation as usual, Ghost of Tsushima for $35.07. Runs great on deck, there's also a video on that one. And as usual with this partnership, we're giving away one free game to one of you guys each month on Instant Gaming. Hit participate, follow myself and Instant Gaming in social media. And thanks again to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. Let's continue. Ooh, okay. The edges are rough AF. That's my first impression. Edges, very rough. It's clearly FSR 1. Yeah, in motion is way worse. I mean, just look at this, it breaks. But the performance difference, we lose 7 frames. But again, look at the difference in image quality. It's ridiculously better. There's no reason to use FSR 1 apart from the performance increase, but this is disgusting on FSR 1. I'm pretty sure you can tell which one is which, right? It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it does a way better job. I can even read the text. Love A. Yeah, there's no reason to use FSR 1, in my opinion. They're pretty distracting so far. And yeah, we get a decent performance increase. It looks pretty good like this. Actually, native is surprisingly performant. Of course, we're indoors. But it's looking pretty good. Also, I haven't played the demo for this game. This is my first time actually engaging with the game itself. Cool. The hair isn't bad even at the lowest, although I think medium makes more sense. Cute. Okay. It's not that hard. Cool. That actually feels pretty good. It was pretty natural. Just X, Y, B, and A to move in that hacking menu. Now we're talking. Let's see with the city in the background. Oops. It's actually faring pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you can also increase the hair quality, but I think in this case, it's a little bit too much of a hit. I mean, it doesn't look bad with normal hair. I know medium hair looks significantly better, but still. Yeah, this is running way better than I expected. I mean, native resolution in 2026? What is this? We have those stuttering issues here and there. Not sure what is going on there. Maybe because we're super memory limited. I mean, we have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and we're using 10 on system and 5 on VRAM. So we're basically maxed out when it comes to it. I think those stutters are due to the VRAM. Yeah, I agree. Especially RE engine. It uses a lot of memory. So let's see it. 30 FPS lock. Inside the game. Let's see if it behaves well or if it has issues. This will help with battery life. And of course, across the entire game, should be hard locked to 30. Instead of just being at 30 here, then inside the base at 50, then 40, then 30, then 60. Steam client update improve remote play to Steam Deck. Oh, I see. Also, is there quality options as well? Because I usually recommend Moonlight, but not sure if Steam improved that. Oof. These ones are stronger. I cannot do two things at once so far. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so far so good like this. Personally, I do not mind some places with missing shadows, because there are still shadows here and there. I thought you were from Spain. Well, I get that a lot, because my grandparents are Spanish. So for FSR 3 balance, we're targeting a higher frame rate, so I'll keep it the same settings as I showed you, but with upscaling. There's not much else that we can do. FSR 3 balanced. By the way, by default, Capcom chose FSR 1. I don't know why. So in this map, so far, it's dropping into the 30s, mostly due to CPU, it seems. We seem to be pushing the limits of the Steam Deck. So I'm not sure why Capcom thought it was a good idea to put FSR 1 on balance. Let's see it super quick. If FSR 1 fixes that. No, it doesn't. See, FSR 1 is better GPU-wise, but on the CPU side, it doesn't do anything. So Capcom by default put something like this, but we're still CPU limited here, again, in this particular map. Let's see if that still happens on the other places. Because FSR 1 looks bad. Here. Okay, it didn't this time. So definitely the restart did help because I changed a lot of settings. If you move the camera quickly though, it can drop, but I think locking it to 40 makes a lot of sense. If you don't mind the FSR 3, that is a blocky mess pretty often. Visuals and performance, at least when it comes to the resolution.
My suit works better with my visor.
The thing is, when you go through a door or something, there's clearly a loading happening. That spikes the usage of the memory. And we don't have a lot of memory to work with. Is there a game where dynamic resolution is good? Titanfall 2 has a fantastic dynamic resolution implementation. It came out a while ago, but it's fantastic when it comes to dynamic res. But that's a Source Engine game, so I don't know if that counts. And I'm maybe forgetting another one. There's a few, but it's usually the exception. The dynamic res works well on PC at least. On consoles, it always worked well. 99% of the time, dynamic res works well on consoles. The game works way better than I expected. It has those stutters when you're traversing, which are annoying, but generally you're within a smaller radius when fighting the enemies. It's not like I'm running around shooting everything. But it's clearly memory limitation. We have 10 gigs of RAM being assigned to system, 5.2 gigs assigned to VRAM, and we're basically at the absolute limit. But combat feels good, other than the traversal stutters, it's okay. Default settings, I'll just add FSR 3 instead of FSR 1. And the main issue is being memory limited when moving around, and we're CPU limited in the city, so we drop into the mid 30s when targeting the 40 FPS range. But if you want to play native, you can do it at 30 frames, which is fantastic. It looks amazing, considering it's a Steam Deck. But yeah, that's about it. Would I recommend PRAGMATA on Steam Deck? Definitely. Verified batch? Yeah, I mean, you can get close to 40 with upscaling, and you can play at native at 30. So yeah, that's it for now. I gotta go. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. This will be a video, so you'll probably see me again there. Bye guys. Thanks for watching, and welcome to my new home.